A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Hot Wheels Hilarity. This is going to be another purely exciting Colossal Clash, because we got ourselves a vertical drop set on top of a dresser that's at least 5 feet tall. An elevated curve will help to reduce the amount of force that each car is going to exert. This part you can see right here is kind of a challenge here, as you'll need to go across a double loop configuration as well as climb up a little hill, but I feel like the vertical drop is going to be kind of a hard factor into this, as some cars have had trouble going vertical. But again, that elevated banked curve should help suppress at least some of the force that the cars might exude when going down at very high speeds. There's also more high banked curves and some more low banked curves. There is, of course, kicker loops and the regular loop here, as you can see in the double loop configuration that we have here, which of course is going to add in onto the challenge. As you can see here, I've said earlier that there's a little hill here that they'll need to go through before any of the cars should go through it. Another kicker loop, and then all the way here to the end, which is that blue track there with the white at the very end of it. So now let's go take a look at all of the cars that we'll be using for this layout. As you can see here, there's plenty of cars that you might already know about, and if you don't already know about any of them, well then you'll get to know about them, because they'll have their own pictures and they'll have their own text representing the names of the cars. Though, I do quite know just about every single one of these models that I'm going to be using here. There's plenty of which that I'll be using for this competition. Hopefully, any of them could make it to the very end. So, let's get started with this layout on Colossal Clashes. This is going to be very, very exciting. The first car that I will be using for this competition is HW Papa Wheelie. Well, you still made it kind of far. Up next is the Ford Mustang concept. Oh, not bad. Up next is Rocket Fire. Oh, you made it pretty far too. Here we have the Mitsubishi Eclipse concept. That was kind of a good run. Oh no. Here we have the 68 Mercury Cougar. Still, that was decent. Next is Buzz Bomb. Yeah, that was alright. Up next is Stingrod 2. Whoa, okay, I forgot to reset the kicker loop. Alright, let's try this again. Second chance. Whoa, you spun out right there. So let's try this again. Oh, you did pretty good, but you're out. Here we have the fast bed hauler. You did alright. Next up is time a taxi. Not bad. Lamborghini Urus. Good job. Blade Raider. Not bad there. Here we have ourselves a color shifter's Evil Eye. Not a bad run. Project Speeder. Great work. Next up is Carbonator. That was a good run. Semi-Psycho. Here we go. I still think that run was decent. Up next is Invader. Here we have Speedbox. Oh, you made it pretty far. Here comes the 71 Plymouth Satellite. Oh no. Next up is Diesel Duty. Whoa. Rise and Climb. That looks to be as far as you'll go. 18 Camaro SS. That was pretty good. Mad Manga. Nissan Fairlady Z. Not bad, Nissan. Here comes a little one, Hypermite. Oh, you did pretty good, alright. At least you did good in the first part. Here comes Piranha Terror. Oh, wow. Hey, don't look at me like that. You're the one who lost. Here comes a really big one, Sandblaster. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Aston Martin DBS. That looks to be about as far as you'll go. Dragon Tail. Not a bad run there. Super Blitzen. Okay then. Turbo Turret. Oh no, bumps in the Hypermite. BMW M3. Fast four-wheel drive. I'd say that's good enough. Here comes Bazooka. He fell off the curve. Muscle Tone. Now that was pretty good. Here comes another pretty big model, Highway Hauler 2. That was kind of unexpected. The 95 Mazda RX-5. You don't work too well in the loops? Here comes the 1960 Morris Mail Wagon. Oh my goodness. How surprising. Porsche 918 Spider. Porsche doesn't do too well in the loops. Here comes the Pontiac Salsa. Wow. You did pretty darn good there. Let's give you a couple more chances. Oh, got stuck in the curve. Ah, this is really exciting here. Jeepster. Bye-bye. Here comes the older sibling of Skate Brigade, Skate Punk. Well, well, seems like we got ourselves one vehicle to make it to the end. And I'm going to put the figure back on to Skate Punk, and now Skate Punk's the first one to make it. Open Roadster. Well, that wasn't bad. See you later. Here comes the Batman Arkham Knight Batmobile. Fast Feline. I'd still give it about an 8 out of 10. Howlin' Heat. Looks like Howlin' Heat gets to go up with Skate Punk in the very end of the track. Tricera Truck. He did kind of a good run there. Prayin' Menace. And now Prayin' Menace gets to go up with these other two winners here. Infinity G37. Rig Storm. To top this all off, we have T-Rex Destroyer. At the last minute, T-Rex Destroyer tops off the winner's start with only 4 cars. Well, this is quite a turn of events. Only 4 cars managed to make it to the end. Skate Punk, Howlin' Heat, Praying Menace, and T-Rex Destroyer. This is pretty darn hard considering the fact that, well, the double loop configuration plus this little hill with low banked curves made it almost impossible for most cars to get through. The double loop configuration, though, seemed much harder than the hill portion of the track. Look at how many cars are over here. And yet, there are some cars over here near the second kicker loop that didn't even get to do well. Some of them couldn't even handle the low banked curves. You could see here that some of them have hardly even reached the second kicker loop, and those over here in the first kicker loop, they wouldn't even work with the loops at all. And some models you could see here, especially the larger ones, the taller ones, they'd have trouble with the curves, considering how they're more high profile. Race Grooves has a better explanation about that. And lastly, we have ourselves Hypermite, who did manage to make it through the high banked curve over here in the starting area, but still, Hypermite did all right there, but not with everything else. So, that pretty much just wraps this whole thing up. Though, you might want to stick around, because I know for sure that I can perhaps make some better competitions than just something like this.